going on, everyone? Hunter with Rebel Outdoors, and today we're going to talk about some of the different things I would like to do upcoming in 2024. So this past year was pretty busy. I did get to go on a really cool trip this year, the Wyoming BDR, with a couple of my friends. I'll go ahead and link that video up here. Did a couple little small trips, went to the Mira Expo, had a good time there. But other than that, there wasn't really a ton of trips that I had hoped to do. You know, that's the way life is sometimes. So I kind of been thinking about all the things I would like to do upcoming in 2024 here, and we'll see what we can accomplish. So one thing of me getting out of the Marine Corps and coming back home was I wanted to explore more of the state, and I haven't really done that a lot. I've been to UP a couple times, did some cool suite up there, been to the Corps event, but I haven't really explored a ton up in the UP or even down in the Lower Peninsula where I live. And I know kind of north of me is a lot of where kind of like the overland hot spots are, if you will, on the west side of the state. And I've been to a couple different places, but there's a lot that I still need to check out, and I really would like to venture more into the UP, going to find some more remote stuff, not just kind of, you know, the big hot spots like up in Copper Harbor, High Rock, things like that. So hopefully be going to the UP a couple times this year, and a lot more small, even weekend trips, you know, just around here to explore the area. So with that, one of the places that I've been wanting to go to is Drummond Island, and that is up in the UP, and I kind of think of it more as an off-road park. I've never really been there, not in the sense of there's obstacles that have been put there, but the whole island is kind of like a national forest. You can do all kinds of different things, but it's definitely a place to go and wheel. Now I've got a bunch of friends, obviously, that have been up there, and I keep hearing mixed things whether I should or should not take my truck up there, just due to kind of the size of it. I'm not really afraid to get minor body damage, and you know, it's already covered in pinstripes and scratches. That's not a concern of mine, but just don't want any kind of big dents and things like that. But that's kind of one thing that's kind of held me back from going up there. However, I've also talked to people that are like, oh yeah, you'll be fine, you've done all these other things where your truck is in super tight areas, so you probably be fine there. And Marblehead is the only thing that I hear about being a challenge up there, other than just some the deep mud and things like that. Kind of the normal stuff you would find around here, but I would really like to get up and at least do the Marblehead Trail. I've heard that I can do that one. I have friends that have done it, and F-150s and stuff like that, so hopefully we'll be trying that out this year. Well, probably one of the first trips that I've got planned in the works is with my buddy Jason. You would probably all know him as All Things Overlanding. Him and I are going to be going to the Land Between the Lakes. Now, that's a cool area that I've heard awesome things about, and I've wanted to go there the past few years. So hopefully him and I will have a nice, I think we have it slotted for 3 days right now, 3-day trip there. Kind of do some camping, wheeling, things like that, explore. I know he's been itching to get his new rig out and have some fun with that, so I've really been wanting to go, and I haven't really done any more difficult wheeling since last time I was in Kentucky last year at Overland the Red, because unfortunately I did not make it to that or Cord this year. So which kind of rolls into the next one. I would really want to get back to Overland the Red because I had a ton of fun down there. Still a lot to explore in the Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. I had a lot of fun wheeling down there, and I really like to go and rock crawling, all those kind of things in my rig. Unfortunately, you don't really have a ton of that around me locally. And also Core. Core is so gorgeous up there in Copper Harbor. I have not taken my family down there yet, and that is one thing I would really like to do kind of this fall. Both of those events fall on really weird time schedules for me personally, so hopefully we'll be able to kind of get some wiggle room in there to make that happen this year. And also, I just talked about this in a reel too. So I grew up in West Michigan here, and I've spent a ton of time in Silver Lake. I've been up to the dunes twice in my entire life. One of those when I was a real young lad, and then one of them was actually this past year. My buddy Scott took me up in his sand rail, so we had some fun up there. And all the time I get asked by local people, like, oh, you been up to the dunes? No. This truck has never been up to the dunes. Granted, it's kind of one of those things that you can go do and see it all in a day kind of thing, but I think it would be really fun to just take the truck for a day, you know, do some content with it. And I'm not jumping this truck, but you know, kind of see what kind of fun we can have out there. Now, I absolutely love going out west. It's the reason why I built this truck the way that I did, kind of in the oversized platform, because I wanted to be able to go out west at least once a year, hopefully multiple times a year. And I would really hope, I don't have anything in the works right now to go out west overlanding wise, but we do have some, at least 1 or 2 hunting trips. Hopefully that'll be doing out west, so kind of a little bit of mix of overlanding in that, or with that. But as far as like an overland trip, like, you know, this past year we did the Wyoming BDR. We don't have anything like that in the works. Hopefully I can get some of my buddies to, you can convince them to do like a different BDR. Like I would really like to do the Idaho BDR. I have friends that also have done like wolf hunts up there in Idaho, and I think that would be a really cool place just to go and see, and it looks really gorgeous. So hopefully like Idaho, even just like a long week trip or whatever, would be really cool to go do. Now there are a bunch of like rigs and coffee stuff that happens here locally, and I know some of those guys afterwards will always go on like trails and stuff, but it's always kind of in a weird, they always land in like weird dates where if I can go, I can only go for like an hour, maybe 2. So I'm hoping to meet up with more local people here in Michigan to go explore more of like the Lower Peninsula, Upper Peninsula, as I mentioned earlier. Just kind of reach out and see in my local area and meet some new people. So that's kind of another goal that I have upcoming this year. I would like to take my family out on kind of like a longer trip. I know the 2-week BDR, especially having Ivory, she did phenomenal on the trip, so I no complaints there, but it was just kind of a long thing for her to go do, and now she'll be 2 this summer, so she's kind of like getting more active. So I don't think a super long trip would be good for her at the moment. Maybe something like in the UP, like Core for example, would be a great thing for me to bring them on. But even just doing a trip with me and her, love to have the wife come too, but you know, sometimes work can get in the way of all the enjoyment. So but yeah, that's kind of just a short little video of what my plans are, hopefully coming up here 2024. Would like to do some more filming of hunts. I tried to film our last hunt in Nebraska, and it just wasn't a lot going on, so it was kind of difficult for me to do that. I do have some content with it, but it's pretty much me just rambling on, kind of how I am now. But if there's other things you guys think I should try, you know, go ahead, leave those in the comments. Absolutely, always interested to see what you guys have. And I have a Patreon now, so if you would like to support the channel, kind of get some behind the scenes stuff, some exclusive stuff, go ahead and check that out. That'll also be in the description. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed already. I do a lot of outdoor content here, not just stuff related with the moose behind me here, but so if that's something you're interested in, you know, absolutely go ahead. I'd appreciate a subscribe. Hit the little bell notifications so you get notified when I post videos every week. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.